Welcome back to another episode of Roofing Rundown Show. I'm your host, Dmitry Lipinski, and today we're talking about a big topic. Is it worth saving materials and buying them in bulk versus throwing them away, not picking up after jobs, or have a supplier getting them right away? Or is it worth it to buy them in pallets? All of that in the show today. I know I've been criticized a lot in the last couple of years, but I see a lot of conversations online, especially on the Facebook and the roofers group. All of that in this topic today. Thanks for coming, guys. The reason we decided to do a roofing rundown on this topic today, because in the last couple of weeks I've seen a guy named Daniel Waller starting this conversation 3 different times in the Roofers 101 forum on the Facebook. Pretty big group, a lot of people engaged, hundreds and hundreds of comments, a lot of hate comments, a lot of positive comments. Pretty much the story there is a guy comes in and say, hey, I'm having my guys picking up pretty much random shingles, random pieces from each job, and I'm saving a couple $100 and I'm paying off second house. And I've seen hundreds of negative comments saying, hey, you should be paying your labor better, you know, you're not gonna save money, at least a couple $100, and I agree with it. So I want to start the conversation with a criticism or answering criticism. So there is 2 types of contractors out there, and is it worth or not worth buying materials in bulk has to do something with what kind of contractor are you. So there is a first type of contractor is a paper contractors. Paper contractor is the one who rarely owns a warehouse, maybe a Regis office, something small comes to the area. A lot of storm chasers are paper contractors. They come in pretty much for low-hanging fruit. They're not hiring employees, they're not having warehouses, they're not very organized, they're just coming in and they literally move a whole bunch of papers. They know the insurance paying or homeowner is going to pay this amount, they can get away with paying this amount, and they just move jobs from one to another. It's not worth the hassle for them to add overhead by storing materials and dealing with all of that overhead, and I understand that they don't get the game. Now on the other side, there's real legit companies who've been in the industry for years. I know a lot of companies who will have 4 or 5 locations. Not only they have huge warehouses and they buy, like branded shingles, even like private label shingles from manufacturers to save the cost, but also their name brand underlayments with their logos on them and stuff like that. So 2 different contractors, and if you talk to both of them, it makes sense. If you're a paper contractor, yes, it doesn't make sense for you to buy pallet of nails and distribute it to every job. But if you're a retail contractor and you stay on the market for years, like, here's the deal, guys. If you're doing $4 million a year, and after you pay yourself, you pay your managers, you pay everybody, let's say you make $400,000 that year, 10% net profit. Well, next year, what if you do the same $4 million, not necessarily selling more jobs, but if you make $500,000? Well, it's possible. And how is it possible? Well, charge a little bit more, maybe increase your pricing, but also be more efficient. Cut down cost everywhere you can, from labor to materials. Buying in bulk helps a lot, because if you're doing 2, 3, 4 jobs a day and you're going to do the same volume next year, but you're going to save, let's say $40 on nails on every job. If you're going to save $30, $40 on underlayment, a synthetic underlayment, on ice and water, on every accessory that goes in the roof, of course you're gonna save a couple $100 a day. It adds up. You're literally gonna make $50,000 to $100,000 or more per year just because you're efficient. It's not gonna require more space that you probably already have. You just have to organize it a little bit more. I know in my business that's exactly what we do. We've been in this location, it's 4,000 square feet for 5 years now, and it literally looks like Home Depot. We stock our metals, we stock our accessories. Your repair guys who go and repair every single day, instead of going to Home Depot, they just come and look what they have here, and you're just saving dollars, because also It's usually cheaper buy in bulk. So like for example, if it costs you, $9 per piece individually, and it costs you $7 if you buy it in bulk, completely different ball game now. Again, only if you do 2, 3, 4 jobs a day, and only if you do repairs, it makes sense. I wouldn't do it if I do 1 job a day even. But for me, for us, for our company, it makes perfect sense. Sales is huge. You should put majority of your energy into selling, not into saving. But if you're in business for years to come and you think about the future, I mean, you already know you're $3-4 million a year and you keep growing 20, 30, 40% every year. Now it's time for you to think how you can save and be more efficient and be more profitable, have better margins per jobs. And dealing with materials in a smart way helps a lot. If you buy pallets of synthetic felt paper, you're gonna save $10-15 per roll. Now it all adds up. $30 on nails, $30 on something like synthetic felt paper. If you have some other accessories, at the end of the day, you save $200 times 5 times, $1,000 per week, $4,000 a month. It adds up. On the other side, I have to answer to those companies like Daniel Waller. I don't think it's worth doing what he's doing, because like even for us, by saving materials and bringing them to the warehouse, and we'll do returns once a month instead of once a day, because labor costs a lot of money. I don't want to return to the store 1 or 2 bundles, and we do a lot of repairs, so it makes sense for us to bring it to the warehouse, and once we have too many bundles of one color, we'll just return 10-20 bundles, pretty much a pallet between different colors once a month. Makes sense. On a rainy day, you clean your warehouse, makes perfect sense. Now, guys like Daniel Waller, their problem is I don't think they count the labor that goes into pieces, the pictures that he posting. So he claims that he saves $100 per job or $200 or whatever it adds up. Well, though, just looking at his pictures, there's no couple $100. I mean, bundle of shingles is like what, 20-25 bucks. So definitely not savings he's claiming, but also he's not looking at the numbers that you have to organize and pull it all together. So as far as saving on a small level like that, you have to know your labor cost. You have to also think about where you're going to store that. Yes, it adds up, but you also have to pay people to do it. And for me, savings is not there. If you want to save on materials, you just have to buy in bulk. For example, we bought the nails last summer at $15 per box. Within 2 months, they were $30 everywhere. Even supplier were asking us to buy from us nails back because they were selling at $25. $10 per nail box. And when you do 4 jobs a day, that's $100 a day just on nails alone. It adds up. You do it 5 times a week, it's $500 a week. That's your truck payment. So you definitely can save money by being very smart. And again, numbers don't lie. If you look at any big company, if you're a 30, 40, $50 million company, those companies, guys, they do stock up their accessories they use every day. They do use private label shingles even to cut out distribution, to cut out suppliers, because once you do 30, 40 million, even using the same supplier, think about this, by doing private labeling shingles, you can make extra 100, 200, 300, 400,000 a year just by buying direct from supplier. Again, you have to have a huge volume, but savings like that, once you already establish your numbers, makes sense. Now, if you're a storm chaser and you just come to the market for 3-4 months really quick, just to move paper around, go sell, find some subs, of course, you can afford to lose or leave $100 or $200 on the table because it's not worth your hustle. Again, if you're the company who has a solid proven record, solid numbers, profit and loss year to date, and you're doing the same grind year by year by year, it makes perfect sense to invest in a good warehouse. You will save on materials, especially if you're like us doing a lot of repairs. Those materials will help you a lot in your repair business. Pretty much what we do, our repairs feeds from our installation job. So pretty much We charge premium rates for our repairs, but we rarely buy materials just because we usually have them already in the warehouse, and it helps a lot. So this is my take on, is it worth it to buy in bulk or not? You have to answer for yourself. Numbers don't lie. You have to look at your numbers, your volume, and be honest with yourself. If you want to save, 3-4 pieces, literally pieces, and I've seen guys doing hip and reach. I mean, for me, count your labor. If you're paying somebody $25 an hour and it takes 1-2 hours to do it for each job, that's $50. And you have to have at least 2 bundles on every job, and then you have to reuse it somehow or return. I mean, guys, be honest with yourself what the real savings is. Are you being anal or are you being smart? There's a big difference. I throw a lot of materials out, and when we clean warehouse, we have a dumpster here, a lot of it goes out. So we only save what's new, and you have to show me on paper how it makes sense. So that's my take on all of that. Let me know what you think in comments below. Would like to hear from you. If you're a big contractor and you're not buying in bulk, tell me why. Please engage in this conversation. I know a lot of guys out there are debating, should I have a warehouse? Should I keep doing business from my garage? And if you're a subcontractor, let me know what you do with those leftovers. I know a lot of stealing going on. Guys are picking up leftover materials, and they go to pretty much return it to the store, so buy them to sell them to third parties, make a few bucks that way. Let me know what's going on. Let me know how you operate. Would like to hear from you. Thanks so much for coming. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Roofing Rundown. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in comments below, and don't forget to subscribe.